Sit. Sit. I remember yesterday you coming and asking me about moving the piano, and I did say I'd never do it again. I didn't realize that I shouldn't move it near the plug. But as for the barking, that wasn't anything that you mentioned yesterday, and I don't remember that occurring at all. She's been practicing as a service animal for 10 years now. Do you know what they did exactly to make her feel uncomfortable to the point where she warned me that somebody was coming near me? At no point did you ask me to correct my service animal, did you?
Can you just bear with me one moment, sir?
How many times have you done this? Do you think it's inappropriate now? Because after the first 2 times, you acted like you were going to retaliate. Is this retaliation?
Oh, okay.
So nobody asked my service animal to be corrected, right?
Hey, you want? I'm Dan. I'm the facility director here. So it looks like from the report the issue was at first. I guess your time was up in the piano room.
Yep, and I was leaving, no problem.
Yep, and I guess you were moving the piano around.
When I went in the room at first, the piano was against one wall, but the room is elongated, so I moved it to the shorter wall, which had double plugs, so I could plug everything in at the computer. Okay. And also, there was enough room for my camera stand to be far enough away from me that you could see. When it happened yesterday, he did ask me not to do it again after the situation, and I thought that situation was resolved because I don't want to cause any problems here. I definitely didn't do anything to say if somebody knocked on the door in a private room, of course she's going to let me know that somebody was there. She definitely wasn't louder than the piano or being inappropriate. She was just letting me know that somebody was coming in the room behind me. She didn't do anything to scare the person other than bark.
Okay, so obviously, I don't know what transpired.
You do realize that this guy has confronted me on 3 different occasions and told me his opinion about my service animal and how he believes his opinion is over the law and I shouldn't be here? Are you aware of that?
I can't stand.
I'm just saying this is the 3rd time that he's done it.
So I think the sense is, obviously, you've got a service animal. There's
right.
No issue. I think the discrepancy comes across where if the animal at any time becomes disruptive, we're going to ask you, hey, can you please handle the animal? And if for whatever reason the animal can't be handled or becomes a nuisance,
I understand, yeah. Of course, I understand. Now, like I was explaining, when we're in a private space and somebody comes into my personal space behind me, she's not barking loud. She's letting me know that somebody's there. That didn't let me know they were coming into my personal space before they got in my 6-foot area. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to you, but you have to also look at it from the viewpoint of somebody who's coming in after you and they see a dog and the dog is barking at them.
Actually, the person that came in after me is somebody I know, and I know he didn't complain.
Well, again, this is what the report is saying.
Right. Okay. So, no, I understand
I think
fully.
We're trying to be fair to everybody involved.
Right.
Fair to you having a service animal.
Do you think that it was fair that this is the 2nd time he's approaching me about the same incident?
Well, he's doing his job. He
did it yesterday, didn't he?
He's having a follow-up conversation because what we do is we give everybody enough chances to be able to enjoy the
Right.
resources, right?
Of
So
course,
if,
of
if
course.
there's a situation that comes up,
What I'm
with
noticing,
having a repeat
what I'm
conversation,
noticing in the situation is
if you let me
when
finish,
when
I will
people
let
are
you finish.
trying to build a rapport to say that my service animal was bad enough to remove me, they pull situations like this and then to say I've been a nuisance. When honestly, the truth is that man has been a nuisance to me on 3 different occasions. And now he's trying to say that my service animal was scaring people. And the person that he's saying my service animal was scaring, I go to lunch with on a regular basis.
Look, I'm not speaking to what relationship you have outside of the building with anybody else.
Right.
I'm just speaking to the situation.
I fully understand. Not, do you realize I'm uncomfortable at this point? My service animal definitely is acting right, better than me, right?
Right now, yeah, very well behaved,
Yeah.
right? But I think what it comes down to is
this gentleman has complained 3 times now and has had no legitimate complaint.
He's standing behind the
behind me. I know.
He's doing what we're asking him to do, which is manage the situations that come up in the building. Right?
If he was to manage the situation properly, the first 3 times, he would have observed my animal was paying attention to only me, and he wouldn't have harassed me, and he wouldn't have called you on 3 different occasions to try to get rid of me and cause a problem. Because now he's causing problems, isn't he?
I think the problem is you're not letting me speak. You're letting me answer your questions, but there's no back.
You already told me that it wasn't the issue of the dog, it was the issue of moving stuff, and you were concerned that when somebody approached me from behind and came into my personal space, that she let me know that that person was where they wasn't supposed to be.
So this is honestly a private building, right?
Public building.
It's a private nonprofit. I know it says Providence Public Library on the side of the building. It is a misnomer. We get that all the time. But this is a licensed...
right, and she's never done anything to question her ability as a service animal, obviously, because if she did do something yesterday, she would have been confronted yesterday. And I was confronted, so it wasn't to say there wasn't enough time. I was confronted twice yesterday.
And the conversation was, what happened when you were leaving the piano room? I think that's what it comes down to, right?
He came and approached me and he told me the piano was in the wrong position.
Okay.
And I said, of course, I didn't realize that was an issue and I'll never do it again.
Great.
So why am I being confronted today?
I think you're being confronted today because...
he found a new reason after?
Because somebody went to staff and said they were uncomfortable because the dog was barking at them. That's why there was a report being made.
Okay, and
so I can't speak
again,
anything else other than
the person that you're saying would be the only person that was in that situation, which I don't even remember the situation occurring. That person is a personal friend of mine, and I don't think that person made that statement. It is what it is.
Yeah, like I said, it's all hearsay.
So at this point, are you asking to further ostracize me, or am I allowed to be able to continue to use their facilities?
You're allowed to continue to use the facilities.
All right.
But I guess now that I'm sitting here having the conversation,
I fully understand. Now that he's confronted me 3 times, you want to make sure that I know I'm on thin ice, and I might be able to be ejected out of here for other reasons, because he's confronted me for 3 occasions about my service animal and the way she's acting here in your business.
If she's actually well behaved now, if she's barking, if she's up in the furniture, if she's doing anything that's outside of the scope of what a trained service animal
upstairs, I have laid my jacket on the bench and let her sit on my jacket. Do you think that's inappropriate?
Yes.
All right, I won't do that again, sir. I know she doesn't touch the furniture; she only touches my jacket. And the reason I'll explain to you with the videos that I have her sit there is because it's really hard to get everything in one picture without moving the camera. And like I said, if you go back to the bench that I was on, it was also a bench that would be easily wiped clean if we were going to, have any issues whereas the danger might be stuck in the rug, but the way that furniture was, it's easier to be sanitized. Whereas I usually wouldn't make that decision other than, I travel a lot. And if you notice the trains, they have the same kind of easy sanitized seats. And the train conductors usually are nice. Like, man, I understand you're about to sit there for 3 hours. Your dog could sit with you, that's the only reason I believe I was comfortable that way. And I apologize. I don't want to, disrespect anybody's furniture here in your facility, sir.
Yeah, and like I said, right now, obviously she's being fine. If it becomes a situation...
I mean, you could tell by looking at the dog, it would take a lot to get her going, huh? You want to try? I mean...
No, I'm not going to poke the bear, so to speak.
I know, it just seems like I'm being poked already. That's why I'm pointing it out. And we've had a conversation for 10 minutes now.
About that.
Because I feel like I am being poked. I mean, I know you seem like a nice guy, and you're not make it sound like, you need to protect your business. I understand that. But again, my service animal has been practicing for 10 years.
Sure, I have no dispute of how long the animal has been practicing, right? The whole fundamental issue is we just want to make sure that the animal is not aggressive towards any other people here, right? And so
we or the guy that is approaching you on 3 different occasions now.
It's all people
trying to have me removed from the building. I didn't have papers.
You can't single out one person for the policy of the building.
But the video of that guy telling me to leave because of my papers singles himself out. It's not like we're lying or there's hearsay. This is what he was saying on film, and now it's happening again.
Again, I'm here just to state.
You seem like a nice guy.
The animal's going to be, she's going to be on the floor.
What did you say your major was again?
Major, I'm the facility director here. So
did you go to college?
I think what it comes down to is in the piano room, if you're going to be in the piano room with her, people are going to come in after you, right? So you just want to make sure any interaction you have, you should be prepared for with.
Oh, I was prepared, and she didn't leave. She didn't leave her seat even. She didn't even get up off of her seat. She didn't move at all.
It's asking for
that person didn't come into the room, right?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
No details. I understand.
So
I understand.
I think you're free to use the building, obviously, but
if she's provoked, I should turn the camera on right away so you know how she was provoked. For my legal safety.
Sure.
It's messed up that I should have to feel that uncomfortable in my own public space.
Yeah, well, like I said, this isn't a public building. It's a private, non-profit building. So.
That's sad. Freedom's not free anymore.
We're open to the public as long as everybody.
So liberty, freedom was the idea that
follows a social
we can learn
what the policies are
freely.
Everybody can use it, right?
But again, she hasn't broken any rules, right?
I think she already barked, right?
She did.
She barked at whoever was coming to the piano room, and you corrected the situation.
And this guy came and talked to me yesterday. And he didn't have nothing to say about the barking, but now it's a reason today.
But you corrected that situation like that.
Right? I don't think it happened, but we're playing along as if my service animal was a bad dog, for hearsay purposes because there's no proof.
I mean, the proof is in the report. So.
Oh, you mean the biased opinion of the guy that's tried to have me removed 3 times?
He's not trying to have it removed. He's explaining the policies.
He was on film trying to have me removed.
If you are not listening to the policies of the building, then he has the right and responsibility as a people representative to.
He was telling me the building policies was that my service animal has paperwork, and I have to stop and show it to him whenever he demands it, without any reasonable expectation.
He would not say that. That is not the purpose.
Oh, it was on film. It was on film. So right now, after the fourth time, it's the fourth occasion.
I thought this was the third occasion.
No, 3 other occasions. This would be the fourth occasion. And I believe they're all on film of your staff harassing my service animal. And now you're saying that on a different occasion, my service animal was so bad that we need to sit here for 15 minutes and talk about it.
You can get up and leave at any time. I mean, we're just having a conversation at this point. That's the reason why I came out in the first place. So
I understand.
you said your piece, I said my piece.
Right. Right at this point, it seems like you fully realize you were put in a position that's probably not right for you.
I'm standing behind PPL security as a representative of the building to uphold the policies for the building. If he approached you on 3 separate times, it's because you've given him reason 3 separate times.
The other 3 times was because my service animal doesn't have papers.
He would not ask if your service animal.
You want to watch the video?
I do not.
Together?
No.
All right. So we're just going to go on hearsay of the guy, and you're not going to look at the proof of him lying, so you're going to back up your employee's lies without looking at any proof? That's a shame.
So are we comfortable now?
I'm definitely not comfortable.
You can still use the building?
I know, yes, and I do feel like I should watch my back, my front, and both sides at all times, because obviously there's somebody here that's trying to make my service animal look very inappropriate, so you would have the right to kick me out.
It's not the right to kick you out.
She's been practicing for 10 years. Hey, bad baby, are you a bad dog? Do you come right now? Yeah, I know. I'm tired of this shit too. See it? So you're remaining under verbal command, right? You're not a shithead? Yeah, I know. Are we good?
She's a cute dog.
You know? You invited, you know, she wants to say hi now. You know, there was a guy on YouTube, and he was able to articulate and prove that his dog had a vocabulary of over 2,000 words. I was like, how do you figure that out? This guy literally has boxes and boxes of toys and lists of names. He'll throw out the whole box and then go down the list, and the dog will pick each one by the name.
I mean, dogs are smart. Some birds are really smart.
Can you imagine? Do you have a dog at home?
I have 3 animals at home. Yeah.
Do you know there's dogs on YouTube that use the toilet? Can you imagine?
I've seen cats use the toilet, but not a dog.
There's dogs and cats that use the toilet. Now, let me ask you a question.
Well, what
If you didn't teach your kid how to use the toilet, would it be your fault or the kids?
What was your name? My name's Dan.
Dan, I'm Matthew. Matthew McCarthy.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to formally meet you. I think we
Yes, sir.
talked outside about the windows a couple days ago.
Oh, that was you, huh? You know, it looks like I can see you. I do have really bad vision, though. Hey, man, you have a good day.